Welcome back to another live at 5:55 Eastern Standard or 2:55 Pacific or Central. I don't know. I think that's like 3:55? Either way, welcome to the show. Today we are talking about something super triggering. So strap in your seatbelt and get ready for a really epic live video. For those of you who are new to my channel, welcome. And thank you for being here. Once again, every live video I try and push the boundaries and blow your mind, maybe just a little bit. And I'm hoping to give you a different perspective today on what we would consider maybe acceptable. And I love that. I love switching our reality. I love switching our perception. That's what I feel like I am here to do, is really help everyone switch their reality and perception. And my shirt today says metaphysical workout. And that's what I hope to bring all of you today. I hope to work out your mind. I hope to expand your consciousness and allow you to think about things from an entirely different reality or perspective. So thank you. Welcome. Welcome everyone on Facebook. I've got you down here. Welcome everyone on YouTube. I've got you up here. Today I wanted to start off by doing a little bit of an intention setting. This right here is, oh, it's all tangled, but this is a cosmic tag. So basically what this means is that on one side of this tag, when I untangle it, on one side of the tag I have my tall gray Zeta self, and on the other side of the tag I have my human. So what I love to do in the morning is I love to take this, I made it, and I love to flip it up and say, who do I need to be today? And once again, I'm going to do it again. Okay. Who do I need to be for this live video? And then, without looking at it, you put it on, and whichever one is outward facing, you know that that's who you need to be that day. And so today, it's Elizabeth. And it's interesting because you would think, just like flipping a coin or throwing a dice, the odds are always going to be even. But, consciousness and quantum physics has proven that as we objectively observe, or even subjectively observe the world around us, we change it, we create it, we manipulate it. That is the power of our free will. That is the power of our consciousness. So today, for this live video, I am going to be human for all of you. And sorry if I'm like totally sweating. It's super hot over here in Southern California. I just got off a really awesome workout myself and then hopped in the pool. So so bear with me, especially with this information. It's gonna heat things up a little bit. So today, I'm going to talk about cutting your cords with other people, because everyone right now is dealing with these crazy energetic cords, whether they're connected to a loved one, a partner of yours, maybe in business or work. You've got these cords. And the problem with having too many cords connected to you is your life ends up getting influenced by the outside world, and you're not even aware of how influenced we are becoming. And I think talking about Donald Trump today is really important, that we also talk about ways in which we, all of us, none of us, can be influenced and not influenced. Another really good point that I'm going to make here today as well is talking about QAnon. Now, a lot of you, especially you guys on the YouTube community, a lot of you ask me all the time about QAnon. Elizabeth, you channel, you're into all this stuff. What do you think about Q? What do you think about Q? And so I do have something that I want to mention about QAnon today. You may or may not like it, and that's okay, because guess what? I'm not the epitome of the truth. I am just a girl who has the ability to tap in. So I'm going to give you my perspective today, and we're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about Trump today as well. Like I said, strap in. If you don't have anything productive to say, productive. It doesn't mean that you don't have to say anything negative at all, right? You can say negative things, but if that negative thing is not productive, if it doesn't help me expand my perspective or other people's perspective, then why say it at all, okay? So I just wanted to kind of mention that before we all get triggered here, and say, look, I am totally open to your opinion, but if it's productive, awesome. If it's unproductive and it's just kind of hate speech, I don't really want to hear it, and neither does anyone else, okay? We're going to try and keep things positive today, especially in such a dark time. Okay, so I'm going to talk about cutting cords. I'm going to talk about Trump as a light worker, watch out. I'm going to talk about QAnon. I'm going to talk about the illusion of society, the illusion of reality, okay? We are living in a binary world. We are living in a matrix, an illusion that is full of both light and dark. And we can love both sides of things, okay? And we can hate on both sides of things. Once again, it comes down to your perception. Okay, good. Okay, good. Okay, good. All right, that's it. A couple of things that I want to mention is I have a special, very special live video happening tomorrow about the full moon solar eclipse. So we've got a really incredible, kind of cosmic event that's happening tomorrow. Everyone's been gearing up for it, whether you've been aware of it or not. We've all been kind of pushed to purge out all the bullshit that doesn't serve us, right? So you're gearing up for it. You don't even know why. And so I've got a lot of information to share with all of you about this really cool solar, full moon solar, kind of eclipse. So that is going to be tomorrow at, I believe it's 7:30 or 6:30 my time, PST, which is about 9:30, I believe, Eastern Standard Time. So definitely want to check that out. It's only being held on the teachers membership group page, okay? So that's on Facebook, and it's a subscription page for $11 a month. So if you are interested, my beautiful assistant will post the links to that page and the links to subscribe to that page as well. So once again, full moon solar special live video happening tomorrow. Okay. Second thing is I was supposed to be talking about aliens today. I scrapped that because this information is too real. It's so, it's not new by any chance, but people need to hear it at this time. People need to know what the fuck is going on with Trump and the government, and we need to stop feeding fear. We need to stop feeding fear. So I overrode the alien video today to talk about Trump. I will be talking about the alien video on Thursday, once again, at 5:55, but on my membership page. So that is the teacher's membership page on Facebook only, okay? Just $11 a month, no big deal. Okay, great. So special broadcast about the eclipse, special broadcast about abductions and aliens, super important. And then that's about it. If you guys are interested, I do also have these tags for sale. So basically what it is for $100 is I channel your information. Okay, I channel your higher cosmic self, and I put your higher cosmic self on the back of this, and you can use it intuitively to tune in to your true higher cosmic self. So I want to ask all of you, how has your week been? How has your month been? June 2019 has been absolutely fucked up, okay? It's been crazy. It's been hitting everyone hard, from financial issues to job issues to interpersonal relationships. It's been insane. I've been telling all of my clients and my girlfriend and myself that July is going to get better. July is going to get better. And guess what? July has been a lot better. I don't know where you guys at with that. I woke up exhausted as well. Someone just said on YouTube, I've been extra tired for sure. I think we're all processing a lot of things at this time, but the heaviness and the not the exhaustion, but the heaviness, the emotions, the triggers have all elevated from me. I'm like, I have freedom, I have time, I have space. I feel so much better. So hopefully all of you are feeling so much better as well. I really feel like a lot of us had an ego death, even just a minor one in June. So hang in there, everyone, and hopefully you're feeling a lot better. before I dive into Trump as a light worker, I want you all to tell me, what do you think about Trump? Okay. I know that it's a public forum and I know you don't want to get hated on, but screw it. This is a public forum, you know, this is who I am. I put my stuff out there and my opinion out there all the time and get hated on. So tell me, be vulnerable. What is your opinion of Trump? And even if you're like, I don't have an opinion, I don't feed into that. That's cool. Tell me. Tell me where you guys stand with Trump and the government. Some of you are Canadians, by the way, happy Canada Day. I'm Canadian myself. So I just want to let everyone know, I'm Canadian. I'm pretty objective. I did, however, study political science in university. So I was really heavy into corruption and fear and the Illuminati and reptilians. And we're going to talk about the Illuminati and reptilians today as well. So hang in there. Okay, so some people are neutral. Let's see. They hate on him so much. Okay. Okay, he's a racist. Yeah, okay. Not a fan of Trump. Trump's a hero. Oh my goodness, I love this. I love it. Like polarity, right? We gotta play with polarity. What else? What else? Um, okay, Trump is backed by the alliance. Trump's a hero. Okay. I don't trust Trump. Okay, yeah, fantastic. Okay, cool. Let's see. Facebook. Any opinions? Scares you? Okay, what else? Um, Okay, the dark will bring down the dark. Ooh, okay, very cool. Some really awesome opinions. Definitely way more opinions on YouTube and definitely way more polarities on YouTube as well. But I always tend to find that on YouTube. Facebook is usually quite neutral, you guys, about your opinions. Okay, so, once again, I need to talk about Trump because Trump is the epitome of polarity. Trump is the epitome of polarity right now at this time. And it's really wild because we have one guy, we have one situation. You know, of course, we have the one president here in America, and we've got the most extreme, the most stark view of Trump, okay? And you know what? I have something that I want to state. Before I state that, and some of you may not like this, you may love it, I'm going to actually just channel. I'm going to tune into the Galactic Federation. I wasn't planning on doing this, but it really just came to me. I'm going to channel. Now, I have to let everyone know that when I channel information, it means that I have to separate my ego, my 26-year-old self, from my consciousness. So when I channel, I stay as objective and as neutral as possible. So most of the time, the Galactic Federation will not tell me their opinion about something, especially when it's this active, right? So I don't even know if I'm going to get an answer from the Galactic Federation on Trump, but I'm really curious and I'm going to tune in while you guys are watching. Okay, just one second. Ah, yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Whoa. Oh, interesting. Okay. Okay, okay. So bear with me. All right, guys? Like, just hang in there. And it's funny because I will get a lot of conspiracy people on this live video. And once again, I'm going to get a lot of triggers, but take it or leave it. I'm not pushing this stuff on anyone. You chose to be here, right? This is your free will. Okay, so I just tapped in. So I'll tell you all, I astral traveled over to the Galactic Federation. It's a giant mothership that hangs out right outside of Earth's atmosphere. I went to the Palladian Security Council, which is usually who I go to check out Trump stuff, or not Trump stuff, but human earthbound stuff, right? So they told me about the volcano in Hawaii, and you know, if you've been watching me for long enough, you'll know some of the predictions that I've made. They told me about the huge Antarctic ice shelf that broke off about a year ago. They told me about that. Anyway, so I went to them, and I've never really asked them about Trump because I don't really get myself involved in the bullshit of the back and forth of this, you know, polarity reality. So anyway, so I go there and I say, okay, tell me about Trump. What's going on? And I had a Palladian come to me and he was giving me telepathic information. Once again, it's going to be triggering. It's okay. They brought up Hitler. Okay, it's so bad. They brought up Hitler. as a person, okay? And they said that both, they're not comparing them, but I guess they brought him up for a comparison. They said both Trump and Hitler kind of came to this planet with a similar mission. Not exactly the same, though, because Trump hasn't killed, like actually been firsthand at killing millions of souls, right? He didn't kill millions of people. He hasn't, he's inflicted some damage. Anyway, and so they were comparing them, and they basically, the Galactic Federation, the Palladians, were telling me that they both came here with a similar mission. Okay, so that's it. They just brought up Hitler and they said, hey, similar mission. Leave it at that. Then they told me, okay, that Trump, what was it? Yes, okay. So they did this, not the Hitler thing, but they did this, and they did this as a soldier, okay, as a soldier going to battle. And they called Trump a soldier. He's a soldier. And from what they told me, okay, Trump, and they were unsure of actually disclosing his species, but Trump is connected to the Anunnaki, but I believe that all of our lifetimes, both past and future, are all connected to the cause. So, I mean, he could be an Anunnaki, he could be a Palladian, he could be a Reptilian, he could be all these things, right? So don't get caught up in just the one thing. Anyway, and so they said that originally, before he was ever human, as a soul, he came from the Anunnaki, and they said that he decided to be a soldier. He decided to volunteer himself to be in this position in this lifetime. I don't know if he's consciously aware of who he is or like what his actual mission is. I don't know if he's more of just kind of going through the motions. I'm not sure what kind of game he's playing, right? I don't know if it's a very conscious game of him saying, I know exactly what I'm doing and I'm gonna do it and no one's gonna know that I know, or if he is actually just as such a buffoon and aloof as he kind of comes across as. Anyway, and so they said that he's a soldier. He came from the Anunnakis. He wrote his contracts to be here on this planet. This is definitely not his first time on this planet. He has been on the planet before. No, he is not he is not the reincarnation of Hitler. So even though they brought him up and they compared, not the reincarnation. That's very clear. They said that when he was an Anunnaki being a long time ago, he made a huge mistake. And his mistake had something to do with believing that he was on the right track and then leading his people down the wrong path. And so there was something, but they're not telling me all the information about what his mistake was. And they said that he decided to volunteer his time and his energy and his soul to be here, to basically put himself into harm's way, bit of a sacrifice here, to take the blows, to take the hits, to recorrect his wrongs. So I don't know if maybe he was a part of the initial creation of human beings on this planet, because I do believe that the Anunnaki came here to help create us as who we are today, as well as some other different species and DNAs. Anyway, and so he came here as a soldier to recorrect his wrongs, and he knew that he was going to be put in the limelight and basically in the gun range, if that makes sense, right? Like in the range to get shot, and not physically, but energetically, vibrationally. Now, something that I really need to pull up here, okay, is that we need the dark in order to understand what the light is. I believe that Trump is in office right now as a soul, just in general, on this mission to expose the polarity between light and dark, to expose the polarity between light and dark. One thing that Trump has been really fucking good at, okay, is polarizing society. And I just want to say that whether you're on the end of believing everything that the mass media has told you and projected to you about Trump, which, to be honest, the fact that all of the mass media conglomerates are coming together against Trump is something to be curious of, okay? It's something to question. When all of the mass media markets are projecting one view of one guy or one person or one situation, you have to question it. It's kind of like a reverse psychology. The fucking mass media people is reverse psychology. It totally is. It's gonna say, hey, guess what? The sky is actually orange. It's not blue. We've been lying to you this whole time. Guess what? Whatever they say that it is, it most likely isn't that way. We are constantly being fed propaganda. We are constantly being fed lies, okay? So all I'm saying here, people, is to question what the mass media is feeding us, because 9 times out of 10, it's bullshit. Okay, question everything. Question me, question your teachers, question your parents, question your partner, question your own mind, your own reality, question especially whatever is projected out there to the masses, because we are being controlled and we are being manipulated. And it gets to this point where we've been told that the sky is purple, the sky is purple, the sky is purple this entire time. And then one day, people are going to wake up and say, you know what? What if the sky isn't purple? What if it's actually the exact opposite of what we have been fed this entire time? And that us getting to the point of just questioning things means that our consciousness is waking up. When we as human beings take everything at face value, even the fact that this is a ceramic mug, guess what? If I believed that this wasn't a ceramic mug and that instead it was actually a metal mug, guess what? I would have the power to change this mug from being ceramic to being metal. We have the power to change our entire reality. We have the power to question everything and say, you know what? The sky isn't blue. It's actually green. We have the power to change and manipulate that, but we can't change and manipulate and take back our control with anything if we do not first start questioning what we are being fed. Okay, so that's it. Okay, I'm just going to leave it at that. I'm just saying that you can perceive Trump in any possible way, and the more you separate yourself from what the masses are telling you to believe, the easier it's going to be for you to discern your own truth. And that is so key, okay? Discern your own truth. And thank you, A Trip, for that wonderful super chat. Really appreciate that. Please, people, discern for yourself. Don't even say, oh, well, Elizabeth April told me to believe in this thing. No, fuck that. You're not getting the point of what I'm even trying to teach, right? I'm trying to teach a freedom of consciousness, a freedom of perspective, a freedom of opinion. But your opinion is not free, and your opinion will never be free if you do not first start questioning and asking yourself where that opinion and where that perspective is coming from. Okay, it's super important. Okay, so I was like chilling at the pool today after my workout, and I was asking myself, what is an analogy? What is an analogy that I can give everyone today to help them understand the good that Trump is doing? Yes, every human being is doing good and bad. And Trump especially, there's a lot of good and there's a lot of fucking bad that he's doing. There really is, especially for the LGBTQ movement and a lot of immigrants, right? I mean, everyone deserves their own freedoms. And but I also believe that a lot of what he's doing is really good. And he is taking down the shadow government and the cabal, and he is going against a lot of what politics has always been. So there's good and bad, just like everything. Now, the problem is when we attach ourselves to one perspective or one opinion of Trump is really fucking good or Trump is really fucking bad, when we attach ourselves to an opinion, guess what that does for each and every one of us? It limits us, okay? We're only seeing one piece of the picture. You cannot just assume that Trump is either a really good guy or a really bad guy. I call Trump a light worker because he's helping us to take our power back and discern and figure out what is good and what is bad from our own soul, from our own perspective, not from what the mass media is telling us, okay? Basically, Trump is allowing all of us to wake the fuck up and say, holy shit, what do I believe? Holy shit, what's going on here? Okay? Trump's allowing us to wake up because he's rattling our reality. That's a good thing. Yeah, his policies may not be the best, definitely not. But he is rattling us up, and it's kind of a bait and switch. His whole kind of paradigm has been a bait and switch of, hey, look over here, I'm actually this guy. Hey, look over here, I'm actually this guy. Hey, look over here, I'm actually doing this. So how can we ever believe what we see, especially when we're not seeing the whole picture? So whether you're getting your information from Anonymous or QAnon or me, or your own higher power, right? Your own higher self. And thank you, Trip, again for the $20 super chat. Super, super appreciate that. And I'm glad that you're resonating with this information because people need to know. Okay, so I came up with an analogy. It is the most ridiculous, kind of silly, kind of stupid analogy, but it was so tough for me to find a proper one. So I want you all to think about the landscape of a desert, okay? Think about in your mind, imagine the landscape of a desert, this beautiful, ever-expanding, limitless scape of dirt and dust and like bushes and things like that, and cacti, how to guess. Okay. Now think about scooping out part of that land, just scooping it out. Now at first you're like, why? Why would you ever destroy something that is so beautiful? Why would you ever scoop out this piece of this gorgeous Mother Earth? Why would you do that? Why would you leave a gap? Why would you leave a hole in Mother Earth, right? And then all of a sudden you do a little bit of work and you fill that emptiness, you fill that hole with water. And in the driest abyss of the planet, you have created a pool. That's pretty fucking amazing, isn't it? Right? So what we're going through right now is this shock and awe factor of what Trump is doing with scooping out the beauty, the perceivable beauty of this land, of this planet, but also of society. It's like none of us ever really questioned politics before Trump came along. And to be honest, if Clinton wasn't in presidency right now, we still wouldn't question things. We wouldn't be waking up. We wouldn't be amassing together to say, how do we fix a problem, right? So whether you perceive Trump as positive or negative, we are allowing ourselves to come together and to fix a problem that Trump is creating, and we are thus creating that problem into a beautiful situation. And thank you, Robert, for another super chat. Yes, and he's trying to beat the cabal. Okay, so once again, we need to go through this period of something bad in order to experience something good. We need to know what the night feels like in order to understand what light is. We need for the sun to go away in order for us to understand and even perceive what the light even is. If we had all light all the time, we would have no idea what darkness was. If we had all dark all the time, we would have no idea what the light was. We have to have both. And you know what? It's okay if you're being triggered. It's okay if you have your own opinion. But if we attach ourselves to just one perspective or another, then we are limiting ourselves from true expansion. Okay, cool. Yes. Okay, good. So I want to give you another example, and hopefully this really drives it in home for you guys. Okay, so driving, just a couple months ago, me and my partner were driving this Jeep, her Jeep, right? We're driving it through the desert, no word of a lie, in Joshua Tree at the Alien Cosmic Expo, or Contact in the Desert. We're driving the Jeep. All of a sudden, the Jeep breaks down, okay? So in that moment, there could be reaction, there could be misery, there could be third dimension, we're late, the Jeep is now broken down, we don't have water, it's in the middle of the desert, whatever, right? We could react that way. We could freak out that the Jeep has broken down, but guess what? The Jeep broke down right in front of a Jeep dealership. And guess what happened? We drove the Jeep to the dealership right across the street. We put it in. Turns out there's 3 recalls on this Jeep. So even though in the moment the Jeep breaking down is the worst thing that could possibly happen, and it's perceivably a really negative thing, the Jeep ended up getting fixed. 3 things that were all free. And they were all recalls. And one of the recalls was the brakes. And apparently this Jeep in this model in this, year could break down on the highway, on the freeway at any point in time, and the brakes wouldn't work. So technically, by the Jeep breaking down, that saved our lives. Do you see how a negative situation or a perceivably negative situation can actually end up being the best thing that society needs right now? The number one thing, whether you love Trump or hate him, the number one thing we can all agree on is the fact that he is flipping things on its head. He is turning things over. He is rattling us. He's rattling us. He's polarizing us. He's shaking us up as a society. And guess what? I fucking agree with that. We need to be shaken up. We need to be rattled. For far too long, we have been, myself included, ignorant about politics, ignorant about the corruption in politics, ignorant about what is right and what is wrong. And now with all this fake news and projection, which to be honest is another really great thing that Trump has done, is say fake news. Now, although I don't agree with everything that he said is fake news, right? Because he's kind of an oaf in that way. Wow. We've been fed fake news our entire lives, and now someone's actually saying it. Someone's actually coming out and exposing the fact that pretty much all the news that we get is fake in the way that it is shielded and presented and targeted and projected in a certain way, right? So we need to question everything, and it's really important. And you know what? I was the one way before 2012, way before corruption. I went into university in 2010, and I was all about government corruption. I was all about the deep state, the cabal. I was all about fear, 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 fear. And guess what I said to everyone? I said, wake up, wake up. And I thought that I was going to be a huge political force to wake people up out of the corruption of politics. But guess what? I went through 5 years of studying the deep state. I went through 5 years of studying in the economic system or the education system. I went through 5 years of studying global political economy, all non-government organizations, including the International Monetary Fund, the World Bank. I studied all of these major players globally, and I saw firsthand how corrupt each and every one of these players is. And I also saw how corrupt studies that are done. Did you know, sorry, I'm going to go on a tangent. Did you know that if they did a study of a population, say they'd studied 10 million people, okay, 10 million people, and guess what? People who are either way on the extreme of, nope, I don't believe that, or way on the extreme of, yes, I believe that, guess what they're called in a scientific, quantifiable study? They're called outliers. The people or the individuals who are being studied who have extreme views on either end of the scale, they're called outliers. Oh, we don't need those extreme people in our studies, so we're just going to actually take them out altogether, and we're just going to focus on the mass opinion of the population. What? Like, what? How does that make any sense? So when I was 18, 19 years old, and I started understanding statistics, and I started understanding that all statistics are basically a complete lie because you can choose how to pose the questions and the variables to look at or not to look at, and the outliers that we're just not going to include because we don't like extremist thinkers. Are you fucking kidding me? All statistics are a lie, guys. I studied it. It's a lie. It's a very, very limited view. And we take these statistics as facts. Same thing with the International Monetary Fund, okay? This is supposed to be an objective, non-government organization who is supposed to make huge decisions about security and policy at a global level. Well, guess what? The International Monetary Fund has something called a Security Council. Guess what that Security Council does? It says, oh, should we invade Russia because they're doing this shady thing against their people? Should we invade, North Korea? Oh, but guess what, right? The countries that pay the International Monetary Fund the most amount of money get to be a part of the 5 and only 5 spots in the Security Council. So way back when I was studying global politics, there was a scenario, and I think it was around the Soviet War, okay? There was a scenario where Russia was not treating the Russians very nicely. They weren't treating their own people. It was actually a humanitarian issue. And it got brought up to the International Monetary Fund, this objective, non-government organization. Thank you, Andrew, for the $5 super chat. This objective non-government organization who's supposed to make major decisions. Oh, but guess what? The Russian ambassador, the Russian president, was actually a part of the Security Council back then. And thank you so much, Sharma, for the super chat. So Guess what? They didn't invade Russia. They didn't help Russia out because Russia decided, nope, I'm not going to vote to intervene into my own country. How corrupt is it at every single layer of facts, of politics, of the monetary financial system? We are being fed lie after lie after lie. Trump is allowing us to expose the truth. And that's it. Trump is allowing us to discern for ourselves what is the truth. Trump is forcing all of us at an individual level to wake up. Because if Obama was still in presidency, guess what? Yep, he's got it. I don't have to worry about politics, Obama's got it covered. Fuck that, no. He could be doing and was doing some shady shit in the background as well. Okay, so we just have to be aware of perception is everything. The more you watch the news, but also the more you get yourself involved in conspiracy-riddled news, and I'm going to talk about QAnon, the more you also limit your perspective. I want each and every one of you, thanks for the 444, Johnny boy, really appreciate that. So no matter what perspective or what side you're on with Trump, please look at the other side. If you love Trump and you think he's a bomb and he's the shit and you don't understand what people don't see, okay, look at the other side, please. If you are totally against Trump and you think he's really fucking corrupt and you're believing everything that you're being fed, please look at the other side, okay? The internet and Google, even though it's been really limited and there's a ton of shadow banning and a lot of really fucked up shit happening with Google as well, okay? It is an unlimited source for now of information, okay? It is up to you and you and you and you and you as the objective observer to figure out, what is good or bad. And to be honest, someone just commented on YouTube, it's all good. And you know what? It totally is, right? At the end of the day, we shouldn't be perceiving what is good and bad. We should be continuing to keep our mind open. And thank you, Crypto Queen, for the $2. Really appreciate that. We should all be really awakening and opening our minds to neutrality, being objective, aware of everything, right? And just holding the vibration of love is what's going to take us to that next stage of evolution. Okay, I'll tell you all, okay? Super important. Back in the day when I was studying global political economy, okay, and I got my double major bachelor's, graduated with honors, it was fantastic, it was awful, I'm still paying it off. What can you do? Okay, so I was rah, fear, cabal, Illuminati, reptilians, blah, 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 blah. I was so in the fear-based mentality. I was hungry for all the information. And you know what? Eventually, I was so fear-based, I was bored. I was unable to expand my third eye. I was unable to astral travel. I was unable to have a beautiful expanded consciousness. And the reason why is because I was too focused on, well, that's corrupt and that's corrupt and that's corrupt. And oh no, everything is so corrupt. I can't believe in anything. I can't do any research. I can't watch the news. I can't participate in politics. I don't want to be a lawyer anymore. And all these things kind of started coming to light. And I was living my life in a very fear-based way. And this is the thing. Yes, understand the corruption in politics. We need to understand the corruption in politics. But the most important thing is that we also can't get consumed by the corruption in politics. Thank you, Crypto Queen. Oh, awesome. First super chat. Thank you so much for the 1111. I freaking love it. So hopefully you guys are starting to understand my perspective on things, okay? Once again, I channel information. If Trump was going to blow up our planet or something really fucking awful, guess what? I would have been alerted by the Galactic Federation, but they've been super neutral about it. They're calling him a soldier, right? But I believe that we're all soldiers, and we all need to understand that we have all been Hitler before. We have all been the Jewish people who were persecuted by Hitler. We've all been Trump before, and we've all been on the right side of things, and we've all been on the left side of things, and we've all been in the neutral place of things. So where do you want to be? I know I don't want to get caught up in one side or another. I know I don't want to question, am I just getting caught up in an illusion that the sky is actually blue when it's not? The less you attach yourself to perspective in life, the more free, the more liberated, the more open, the more conscious, the more expansive you become. Let go of your attachments. If you're getting triggered by this video, you're attached to something, because what I'm giving all of you is not even an opinion. It's just a statement to say, wake up, open your eyes, and see both sides of every single story. Okay, cool. Okay, good. Yes. Okay. So I also want to mention just another example about the Galactic Federation and the Reptilians. At first, I'm like, fuck the Reptilians. They're so bad and they're taking over the planet and this and this and this and whatever. But guess what? Guess what, everyone? If the Reptilians, and I'm just using them as like a negative example, but Reptilians aren't all bad. If the Reptilians or the negative entities and ETs in the universe did not exist, okay? If the Reptilians and the Anunnaki and the negative beings in the universe did not exist, then guess what? The Galactic Federation and the Alliance would also not exist. Okay? If the bad ETs did not exist, then we wouldn't have the beautiful structure and organization that we have out there in the universe. And that structure, in order to keep everyone aligned, is actually really important, okay? So we have to have the polarity of the dark in order to step into the polarity of the light. That's it. We cannot have one without the other. We would have absolute and utter chaos in the entire universe if we were not able to experience the binary of one or the other. Okay, fantastic. There wouldn't be balance. In chaos, there is no balance. Okay, fantastic. Okay, fantastic. Okay, so I want to just mention something about QAnon. Who here is a QAnon believer, truth seeker, right? Follower of QAnon. So I want to just tell you all that, back in the day, maybe a couple years ago, I kind of looked into QAnon a little bit. We've got another two-headed talisman, 599. Thank you so much. When will the disclosure happen? Are you talking about full disclosure, like cosmic disclosure? It's already happening. I mean, it's so exciting and so incredible. So as far as QAnon, I looked into this phenomenon. I looked into this guy. I looked into a couple of the cryptic messages and, Trump kind of picking them up. And definitely seems like those two guys are kind of working together, right? I don't know what else is going on. I haven't really looked into much else, like at a physical level about it. Okay, so it's great that we have individuals who are sharing their perspective in the opposite capacity, right? I'm not going to say that QAnon is truth or not truth. I'm not going to say that Trump is truth or not truth. I'm not going to say that even Anonymous is truth or not truth. Okay, I'm not. What I want to say to all of you, hold on. A trip. Can I get a reading by my, by my name sometime? Yes, sometime. If you want to email me, maybe we can set that up. I will be opening up readings moving forward at a quite random capacity. So, but yes, thank you. Okay, so QAnon. So, look, it's great to just be aware that the government is corrupt. It's great to be aware that this guy Q is out there. It's great to be aware of Trump. It's great to be aware that the leaves fall and fall. It's great to be aware that it gets cold in the winter. It's great to be aware that it gets hot in the summer, right? It's great to be aware of all of these things. But at the same time, it's not good to get too caught up in all I ever want is the heat or all I ever want is the cold, right? So what I want to say about QAnon is QAnon is part of a massive distraction technique. Trump is a part of a massive distraction technique. Religion is part of a massive distraction technique. So I want to give you all a really good kind of point, and I'm going to give you a really good tip, a pointer, in how to overcome the projection of the illusion of this reality matrix, okay? How do we overcome this? We are being onslaughted every single day with hate and love, and hate and love. And I believe that if you're too attached to love or you're too attached to negativity and hate, you're not getting the point of either one of them. We have to find a neutrality point. We have to find a 0-point paradigm in order to be objectively aware of everything and not separate ourselves from one thing or another. This is what 5D means. It means ascending to a level where you can look down and see everything for what it is rather than just seeing one perspective or another, okay? And you guys, especially on YouTube, if you enjoy these little rants and you like what I talk about in these live videos, please subscribe. Please do that right now. Click the little button below and subscribe. Give this video a thumbs up. Love all of your comments as well, so I really appreciate it. Same thing with Facebook. If you haven't already followed my page, please click that little button follow and click the little alerts. So it's great to have information. It's great to see black and white. It's great to have a shitty day and have a fucking fantastic day. It's great to have both sides of things, but do not get caught up in one side or another. Do not become a QAnon fanatic. Do not become a Trump fanatic. Do not become a right-winger or a left-winger, okay? This is how you discern between what is right for you, not right and wrong in general. There is no objective right and wrong in general. There is no objective right and wrong in general. There is only a right for you right now or a wrong for you right now. It doesn't mean that your rights are everyone's rights or your wrongs are everyone's wrongs, okay? So you have to be aware that maybe you came across Trump to enlighten you. That's fantastic. Great. Maybe someone else came across Trump to have this surge of hate come up in them. That's okay, right? Either case, that was needed for them in that moment. There is no objective right and wrong. There just is what it is in the moment. So here is the tool that all of you guys can utilize to discern for yourself. And it's super easy because you guys already have the capacity to do this. This isn't something you have to go out and buy. It's not something that you have to go search for. It's here. It's inside of you. Every single day, every single moment. It's right here. Okay? Exactly. Listen to your heart. Listen to your intuition. Your soul knows, without a freaking doubt, what is right and what is not right for you. So I want to ask all of you, right? And especially those who follow QAnon and Trump, I want to ask all of you, hold on. What is your feeling? Like, what is your ultimate feeling when you're watching the news, CNN, Fox, whatever, Trump news, YouTube stuff, right? When you're watching this stuff, what do you feel? Do you feel triggered? Do you feel enraged? Do you feel fear? Right? Do you feel these things? Because I'll tell you that when I was studying global political economy in university, I felt agitated. I felt fear. I felt worry. I felt like that every single day, right? I felt anxious. I felt overwhelmed. I felt like I needed to react. Come here. Come here. Come here. Do you feel enraged too? And so whether you're discovering and aligning yourself to truth or not, right? It all comes down to an emotion and a feeling. And in the moment where you're exposing yourself to the truth of corruption, you're going to feel that instant reaction just like that in the moment. But after a while, holding the reaction of fear and anger, it's not going to get you anywhere. It's not going to get you anywhere. So I want all of you to ask yourself, how do I feel when I watch QAnon? How do I feel when I watch Trump? Right? How do I feel when I think about the current political agenda? If you feel shitty, right? If you don't feel energized and excited and uplifted, then get away from it. It's not serving you. Okay? It's not serving you. So you have to ask yourself, what serves me and what doesn't? What are you feeding and giving your energy towards? And is that a really uplifting feeling, right? So whether I were to come on here and say, okay, someone's at the door. I'm going to have to go get it. Just 1 second. so much. Hey guys, sorry about that. Okay, I'm back. Okay, so let's finish this off. I'm sure you probably heard my whole conversation out there, which is quite hilarious. So please be aware of how you feel in every single moment, okay? Be aware of what feels good to you, what aligns to you, and what doesn't align to you, just like this live video, right? If this makes you feel excited and pumped up and nourished and fulfilled, then keep watching. If you feel drained and fearful and exhausted after watching this live video, then stop watching. Listen to yourself, because it's not the news, it's not Trump, it's not politics, it's not your mom, it's not your dad, it's not your teacher, it's not your professor, it's not your boss who can tell you what is and what is not good for you. Okay? It's you. Okay, good. Yes. All right, so one last time, very special broadcast happening off of my Facebook membership page. It's $11, and I'm broadcasting a really cool, really epic live video for tomorrow's solar eclipse. It's going to be 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So it really depends on where you're at. But please check it out. It's going to be off the teacher's membership page. And you can check out that membership page. Super exclusive content, videos, me channeling crystals, me answering your questions live, okay? And that's just for $11 a month, okay? $11 a month, and you get all of that exclusive content every single week, including the special live video tomorrow for the solar eclipse. I'm going to be straight channeling the energy behind the solar eclipse. On Thursday, I'm going to do a special live at 5:55, all about alien abductions and experiences. So if you have experienced an alien abduction, or you have something to say about aliens, definitely make sure that you join me for a very special live video on this Thursday at 5:55 Eastern Standard Time, and that's going to be on YouTube and on Facebook membership page. Last thing, I have these incredible dog tags. They're cosmic. On one side, you have your human. On the other side, you have your higher cosmic self. So I will channel your cosmic name, I will channel your species, and I will channel the dimension that you were in with that species. Everyone who has purchased one of these is absolutely blown away once they receive it. And every day you can flip it up and say, who am I going to be today? Who am I supposed to be? And usually for me, I'm usually human on the outward facing, which is so interesting. So please check out those cosmic tags. And like I mentioned, I am going to be releasing spots for sessions. Okay, so how I'm going to work this moving forward is on Instagram and Facebook. I'm going to have my little stories. Probably not going to do this on YouTube. So please, everyone on YouTube, hop over to Instagram, follow me there, watch my daily stories, and I will open up spots to book a session for about maybe 24 hours, and then I'm going to close it off, and then maybe in another month or two I will open it up for another 24 hours again. So if you are really interested in getting a very cosmic, very explosive session from me for me to channel your individual information, please hop over to Instagram, and my Instagram handle is elizabeth.april. And that's it, okay? At elizabeth.april on Instagram, or you can hop over to my Facebook page, Elizabeth April, and check out some of my stuff there. So please follow me on Instagram to get your chance, and I'm really kind of leaving it up to synchronicity and divinity for all of you to book that session with me, okay? Last thing I want to mention to all of you is understand objectively and expand limitlessly. Limitlessly. Is that a word? Limitlessly? Limitlessness? Understand objectively. Understand everything objectively with non-attachment, and you expand yourself limitlessly. Still sounds weird, but you know what, guys? I love you all so much. Thank you for hanging in there with this epic live video. I do want to end with a little poll of some names here. This is for a free webinar draw. So last thing, I'm just going to put out some good intentions to see who needs to be receiving a free webinar. And you can get your name in this draw by reviewing me on Facebook or Google. So check it out. Facebook or Google. If you have reviewed me, your name is in there. Let's see who won this time. Okay, Matt Buttazone. Matt Buttazone. Congratulations, Matt. Please, if you're watching this, contact me because it's really difficult to go through 400 5-star reviews to find you. So thank you so much, Matt. Thank you, everyone else, for watching. Thank you for getting triggered, for holding space, for being here. Thank you for all the super chats. Super appreciate that. Love you all so much. Hopefully, I will see you tomorrow for the epic Super Eclipse live video on the Facebook membership page. And if not, I will see you back here on Thursday. Okay, Thursday at 5:55. Bye, YouTube. Bye, Facebook. Bye, YouTube. Thank you, James.